Hey everybody, a1000facesProject.com. Oh my goodness, I have a very interesting interview for you today. And to start off with, sweat. I am dripping in sweat. It is like 50 degrees out here. We're in Dubai and it's really hot. But hey, show must go on, right? I care about you guys so much that I don't care. We just have to get it done. Right, so today with me I have one of the most beautiful, intelligent,
Thank you.
creative, should I go on? There are classy women, beautiful women, and there are classy and beautiful women all wrapped up in one. That's Modupe. Hi Modupe, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you,
I'm
Toby?
good, thank you very much.
I'm trying to act cool even if I'm like boiling hot
It is
in the sun.
so hot. But hey, like I
Yeah.
said, the show must go on. Right, I heard about Modupe through a friend, and I just had to get to know Modupe better because I am very, very interested in women who are doing a lot in their community, and that's what Modupe was doing. So before I go into asking the questions, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay, so my name is Modupe, a1000. I am a wife first and a mom, and I love the arts. I have been living in Dubai for the past 10 years.
Wow.
And I started a show called Runway Dubai to help upcoming designers and just to do a social project with the people that are creative in this region. So that's how I started.
Great. So can you take us back a little bit when you were in school? Was the arts what you studied?
Unfortunately not. I'm Nigerian, and if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, you know how it is, you know how it goes. So I settled for maths. I was doing industrial mathematics.
Wow.
And but when we went on strike, the school was closed down for like 6 months. My dad said, listen, you can't sit at home idle. I'm going to take you to sewing school. And we grumbled. We were so upset, my sisters and I. We didn't know my dad was trying to help us carve our future. And we went to the sewing school and graduated, and we just forgot about it when school started again. And it was not until I got married and I could not find a job that I took up sewing again. And
Look at it today.
That's where I am today.
See,
Yeah.
I'm a believer in going to university and doing those core subjects, but I believe wholeheartedly that God has gifted everybody with something else.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the world we live in now, you've got to tap into that something else as well.
Yeah.
So when did fashion, take over math for you?
Yeah, fashion took over math when I could not find a job, and I had friends that realized that I could sew, and they started asking me to make stuff for them, and I got so busy, and I realized, listen, I love doing this really. I don't know why in the past I grumbled and I was so rebellious with my dad, and this is so much fun and easy to do. It just comes naturally. I love to do this, and I've been doing this ever since.
So I've read quite a bit about you, and I know that you're well traveled.
Yes.
And I know that you've been to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And tell us about the experience and why you went there.
So I went there initially because my husband was transferred there, and I fell in love with the culture. The culture was so similar to our culture back home, and to add to it, they had the carnival every year, the carnival season every year, and I went to school there. I went back to sewing school there, and we will make carnival costumes. It was the best time of my life. It was an amazing experience because I learned a lot. I learned how to make costumes. I learned how to kind of like mix cultures, in my designs, and there's nothing better than that.
So your style is Afro-Arabic.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about how you got to Afro-Arabic style.
That actually was a collection, but people now say, oh, Afro-Arabia, she's Afro-Arabia, but that was actually a collection. I was inspired by the culture. When I came here, I tell everyone that the abaya was something new to me. I'd never seen the abaya before, and I realized later that this is a very unique culture. You know, the abaya is a black flowing gown that speaks grace, speaks a lot of, there's so much, you know, stories about the abaya, the creation, how it started. And when you listen to the stories, you, as an artist, you fall in love, you know. And I started even creating abayas for people. And then I started the mix of our Ankara with the abayas, and people would just, I sold out my collection. Yes, so that is why people started saying, oh, Afro-Arabia, you're Afro-Arabia. But, you know, it was an actual collection of abayas with my African fabric.
Okay, so who typically wears that collection? Who wore it more? Did the Emirati women wear it as well?
Oh, absolutely. I had, most of my clients were the Emirati women because that was new to them, and they really liked our culture, and they would want me to make, if I make an abaya, just a plain abaya, they wouldn't want it. You wouldn't see people really gravitate towards it. So that they kind of are like my inspiration, because they were always wanting the mix, you know. So I still see some of my friends wear my Afro-Arabia collection, and it's something that I would like to do again in the future. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people that know about Runway Dubai, and I remember I heard from a lady that I've actually interviewed before, Kim, and she spoke so highly of Runway Dubai, and you know, she told me, go online, have a look. And I did, and I was really blown away by what I saw. Now, a lot of people outside of the UAE, you know, they when I go home, they ask me like, oh, can black people have businesses? Can black people, you know, are they allowed to be, you know, do they have freedom? And I try to explain to them that yes, black people from Africa, from the US, from the UK, they are opening businesses here and doing things like you are. So how did Runway Dubai come about?
We were living in Colombia, and I moved to the UAE because my husband was transferred to Azerbaijan, and it was a difficult place to live in, you know, with language and with every other thing. So when we got here, I wasn't planning to work. I was just planning to make friends and then, you know, do something small. And a mom actually, we're discussing in school, and she heard my story. I just casually told her my story, and she went crazy. She was working with Gulf News at that time, and she said, please, 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 I'd love to do a story about you. And that was just how my life just changed all of a sudden with that story. So I said, why don't I just bring out a capsule collection so people in this part of the world can see what I do, you know? And guess what? I go here, impossible. I go here, impossible. It was difficult to actually show my collection because of the rules, because of how much it costs. It's insane, you know? So, but I didn't give up. I said, there is a gap here. You know, for people like me, there will be a lot of people like me who can't show their collection. So that was when I created the Afro-Arabia collection, and I went to a sponsor. The first sponsor that I approached sponsored me because he saw my collection. He said, you are so talented, I will sponsor you. Because I said, my dream is to show my collection at the Dubai Mall. You know, I thought he would go, why are your dreams so big, you know? But he did sponsor, you know, and it was a dream come true, you know, because apart from showing my Afro-Arabia collection, I was able to invite 2 other designers to join me on the platform because, I mean, here is a sponsor that has, you know, given me this platform. I wanted to open doors for other people too. So that was how it started. And my husband said to me, he said, why don't you start a show, you know, because look at how many people came, look at how many people interested in this, and it'll be good for you to start a show. That was how I started Runway Dubai the next year.
So what year was that?
So that was 2012, and then Runway Dubai started in 2013.
And it's grown from strength to strength from then. Wow, there's something you said there that just I was thinking about. So if there's anybody out there, honestly, if you have a dream or passion to do anything, you said you did not give up.
No.
Like the road was shut there, and the road was shut there, but then you kept going. What was it that made you keep going? Because I've met people who gave up, and I've given up too in the past. Like this isn't going anywhere, I'm just going to give up. But what made you keep knocking, even though doors were closed?
Because I believed in myself. You know, I knew what I was all about, what my ideas was all about, and what I wanted to put out there. So, you know, that strong belief in myself, never ever I just never ever give up, you know, because there's so much I have in store for people like me, you know, and I have to keep going. And I know that as I have opened doors in Dubai for emerging talent, there are many people coming behind me and need that push, need that inspiration, and
Okay, that's really great. Even I've learned that you know, just if one door shuts,
just keep going.
Just keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
You know, you might have 100 doors shut on your face, but maybe 101.
Yeah.
But if you stop before, you will never ever know.
Never know.
Modupe, imagine that there is a girl, a boy. You know, they have a big dream. They want to do what you did.
Yeah.
What advice? What 3 key things would you tell them?
Start small. I always tell people, don't, you know, overdo it. Start small and you won't believe how you would grow. You don't want to start up there and fall, you know. So it's been a journey, you know, and I learned that, you know, starting small is vital to your growth, and stay true to yourself, and then keep doing what you're doing, you know. Always have in mind that someone is coming after you, you know. Someone is looking at you and looking up to you, you know. When you have in mind someone is looking up to you, you will do good. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, because there are people behind who are looking onto you and potentially would try to, you know, follow your steps to do what you do.
Yeah.
So start small.
Yeah.
I love that also. Start small and then grow, and then grow. The more you grow, the more you're learning. Failures will come. But in those failures, you're learning. And then potentially, like yourself, your story is a success story because you've been very successful, and you've been able to change other people's lives as well. Which I think, to me, that's what success is. You know, it's sharing and, you know, letting people into what you have and just, you know, encouraging and teaching them. Thank you so much, Modupe.
Thank you so much.
One last question. Where do you see Runway Dubai in the next 10 years?
10 years? Wow, that's still a long time. Sounds like a long time. I've had proposals of a lot of franchises in different parts of the world. So I'm thinking about sharing, you know, and being able to share my knowledge, being able to share my success and failures as well, and grow even more, because it's time to grow. And I mean the very first proposal that was made to me was earlier in my journey, the third season of Runway Dubai, and I turned it down because guess what? I didn't want any distractions. But now I think it's time to spread my wings and fly.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank
really excited
you.
for you. So if
Thank
people want to
you.
get in contact with you or find out more about you,
Yes.
how can they?
I am blessed with black on social media, and it's now turned into a TV called Blessed with Black TV.
Nice.
And Runway Dubai is on social media as well. So Blessed with Black TV is my personal one.
Okay.
And then Runway Dubai is the company. So
please,
we need your support.
Yes, if you're watching, support.
Thank you.
Watch, subscribe.
Yes.
Give your feedback. And if
Yes.
you want to contact me, you can contact her that way.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hanging with us in this heat. You're not feeling the heat. We felt the heat. Like, I've got sweat dripping everywhere. But thank you so much, Modupe.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. I hope you've learned a thing or two. And I hope that you, man, woman, boy, girl, watching, get up and start small.
Yeah.
Small, just a little bit, just
Yeah.
start. Okay?
Just start.
Log on to www.a1000facesProject.com and stay tuned. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you
Bye.
for having me. Thank you. Bye.